Let me tweet that we're live. Hey, everybody, we are live. It is another episode of the Top Rope Squishy Show, and I am here, of course, to talk about Dynamite. But before we get into it, I just want to give a shout out to a homie at work, Wagan, who is starting out a new company, a new app called curbz.com. There is a website and it's to help you find parking in New York. And I'm sure they're going to expand it to all other places. I think that is an amazing app. He's a brother, so we want to support. And the app hasn't dropped just yet, but the website is up. And if you want to find out more about it, it's Curbz, curbzi.com. Check it out. And if you're in the room, please hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Drop me a comment and let me know what you're thinking. But now that you're all in here, let me introduce to you my guest, Mr. Random Rob. I had the honor of being on his show a few weeks ago, and it was so much freaking fun. Thank you for coming on. Tell people, how are you feeling? How are you doing today, sir?
Man, we in the building. I appreciate you for having me back intern for your guest spot on my show. I'm just ready to talk the things, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk the random things that I talk.
Yes. And I like to put people in the hot seat with some really funny questions towards the end.
Ready.
So
once we go chair a little bit.
Once we go through Dynamite, that is how I like to end it. It gives people a little insight into you. And also, you get to show a little bit of a funny side. So
word.
Yeah, so let's get started. Hello to everybody in the room. And Dominican Lou, you showed up. Hey, your homies in the room.
Damn, Lou.
Lou. Hey, Anna. How y'all doing? All right, y'all. Let's get started.
Tell your homie to post haste. Make that app available in Houston, because I lose my guy. I'm already bald. I ain't got nothing else to pull out. So it's just like I'm looking for parking downtown Houston, boy, and it's just.
I'm gonna definitely let them know that there are people in Houston that desperately need this app. I think there's a big need for this app, especially in like big cities like that. So yes. Yes, I drive in New York and New Jersey. So in Jersey, parking you find it anywhere. In New York, buena suerte. Anyway, that's good luck for anybody who doesn't know. But anyway, I think that AEW yesterday was phenomenal, and
it was.
It wasn't it, and it started with. I was so waiting for this when they announced that FTR was going to face off against each other in the Owen Hart tournament. My heart said Dax was going to take it when he did, but I was just so into it. I've been like freaking eating my husband's ears off because I've been like, oh my God, FTR is going up against each other. Oh my God, I'm so invested. Because they look exactly alike, except for like the face and the hair. But if you look at them just in their bodies, they're like the same height, the same build, the same style. They wear the same gear. And it's like these are identical people going up against each other.
FTR hair, FTR bald.
There you go. They actually refer to Dax as Baldy on the show because even when I first started watching FTR, I was confusing Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. I thought that Cash was Dax and the Dax was Cash.
Yeah. So, and then I like your alliteration on Harwood, not hardwood, Harwood. There's a lot of confusion out there. Even CM Punk did it on commentary.
Y'all stop it in the room. I know what y'all thinking.
Oh, what are you doing, step bro?
Yes. Yeah, stop it. Yeah, stop it. Yes, I agree. It was insane that they went against each other, but it was an ode to Bret and Owen, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, tremendous show yesterday. I think when they start working their way towards a pay-per-view, you start getting magic.
Yes.
In the weeks leading up to it. So
See,
Adam
D know what's
Walker.
up.
So should we refer to you two as hair and baldy?
Yeah, and then she just got her hair niced up and everything. Yeah. And the dynamic works too, because she is hair and I am mustache and bald, just like
there.
Harwood. See, there you go.
Hi, how are you, D? Thank you. That's so sweet. Yes, I've been, because everybody's used to seeing the big old curls, so I toned it down a little bit. I toned it down just for now. But yes, what a great you too.
You caught that.
I heard that later. I was like, wait, did you just say that? That's hilarious. Yeah, so this is a great way to open up. And of course, it was like two double roll-up pins. Cash almost got Dax, but then Dax turned it around and got
momentum.
Cash. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, they did a lot with less. Because I mean, it wasn't like an overly complicated match. They didn't do 100 tope suicidas. Right. There wasn't like hurricane ranas and all kinds of other stuff. It was like, I imagine whenever you go to a wrestling school, they put you through all the paces and everything, and you have like your graduation match. This was like textbook, one-on-one what a graduation match would be. And so I kind of felt like Hair would win, because he doesn't really get a lot of singles matches. And they even alluded to that on commentary. But Bald won, which Bald has been tearing it up on AEW as a singles competitor.
Yes. And for those who don't know, Bald is Dax.
Harwood.
And Hair is Cash Wheeler. All right, y'all. So that was the opening match, which led to CM Punk coming out to challenge Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Championship belt. I think this was supposed to be a big old promo, but if y'all been following social media, and for those who don't, Hangman, unfortunately, right now has the dreaded COVID.
The cough and sniffles.
Yes. He said, he has COVID in his face. So he can't, he couldn't be at the show. And of course, people must appreciate him not, keeping that to himself and showing up anyway to give us like an amazing promo. But at least we know that CM Punk is going up against Hangman at Double or Nothing. Now,
I like how you went that way and I went this way. You kind of look like the Young Bucks and shit. The fucking.
It's reversed.
So I have a question for you, or whatever.
I have a question for you. Maybe it's
all the champions that AEW has had so far: Jericho, Mox, Omega, and now Hangman. Out of all the champions that we've had so far, do you feel like, in appearance wise, I mean, not in match quality, but just in appearance and presence on the shows, do you think Hangman is the least lacking of everyone else?
He's the most lacking.
Yeah.
He's the most lacking, which is sad.
Yeah.
I think Jericho was the best champ, believe it or not, because Jericho's promos, Jericho's matches, Jericho always was defending that belt, and it was always great matches. And he's, old, but he still was doing so much with the belt. I was so looking forward to Hangman's reign because of the history between him and Omega and him dethroning Omega. But once he got it, it's been lackluster.
And then I don't think a lot of it was, purposeful or whatever. I know he had the kid.
Yes.
I think he may have gotten injured somewhere up in there or whatever. That was even before he got the title too.
Yeah, that was before he got the title, I believe.
Yeah, so it's just like, even before he got his title or whatever, his appearances was sparse and whatnot. So it's just like, it's Hangman. It's not anybody else. It's just him, But when he does show up, when he does have a match, he's all in, and it's just like one of the best ever to do it. I never thought that that buckshot lariat would just be as awesome as it is or whatever. Because I seen it for the first time when he was in New Japan, and I was like, he ain't gonna be doing that forever. And he turned that shit around for me, boy.
He's like, I can flip over this top rope and buckshot lariat anybody I fucking want.
And then I was like,
every time.
Yeah, and then I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. But then when they had the Dark Side of the Ring episode, when they was talking about Chris Canyon, he was one of the innovators of that move or whatever. And it was cool to see like some of the Bucks and Hangman and a lot of other people doing some of the moves that he created and innovated.
Yes.
So awesome.
Yes.
Which I would like to put out there.
Go ahead.
Chris Canyon popularized the flatliner, which us as Black professional wrestlers, we claim our own as the flatliner. I mean, there's not too many of Black professional wrestlers that do not do the flatliner. So that's our move now.
There you go. It's been claimed and you heard it here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I said, y'all can do it, but y'all got to ask permission first. Hey, I got extensive video evidence to back up my claim too. If you follow me on Twitter at 3R Show, I'll tweet it later. And I have a literal thread of Black wrestlers doing the flatliner, from R-Truth to ACH to AR Fox to freaking a whole bunch. I have a whole bunch. Even independent wrestlers.
I would love to see that. Please tweet it. There is a link in the description for Random Rob that leads you to all of his links. It leads you to his show, to his page. So make sure that you do that. Go.
I appreciate that.
Of course, for all of the people on my show. So I appreciate you being on. But here's my question for you. Before we move on.
I'm listening.
Who's taking it? Is CM Punk taking that championship belt? Because Top Rope Squishy says yes.
Yeah, I am not opposed to that. And right after, I think MJF is going to take it off of him.
Yes, and absolutely 100. I believe that's also the way the train's going to go. It's definitely going to be a CM Punk championship for more reasons than one. One, it's CM Punk, and if you don't get it now, he's going to be too old, I think, to get it later. And that, honestly defend it well. And two, Hangman's reign has been a little lackluster, and when CM Punk comes out, he blows the roof off, the ceiling. So I think that he's gonna get it, and when he does, the crowd's gonna freaking go nuts. So I agree with you. I believe that's what's happening.
You will go bananas.
And then the Black Combat Club, and I always struggle to say this because
Combat.
I don't know, it's a tongue twister, which consists of Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and their newest member who has totally won me over, Wheeler Yuta. And they took on The Factory, which is QT Marshall and Aaron Solo and Nick Comoroto, which now is a beast.
Out of that factory combination or whatever, I mean, not counting QT Marshall, just Aaron Solo and Comoroto, which one do you think has the most potential out of the two?
Out of Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo?
Yes.
I have to go with Nick Comoroto.
I like him.
I like him. You know what it is? I've seen more of him. I've seen him do more in ring. I think Aaron Solo could beat Nick Comoroto at a promo for sure. And I also think that he hasn't been showcased to the point where we really know what he can really do. So if I had to pick off of right now what I've seen, what I know, blah, 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 I'm going to go with Nick Comoroto. What about you?
Word. Yeah, same. I just like his presence. I think I enjoyed the gear more when he wore like the white pants with the buckles, and when he came to the ring with the coat, it looked like a straight jacket. I enjoyed that, but still, I still enjoy Comoroto more.
Yes. And and that's nothing against Aaron Solo. I like Aaron Solo because I see a lot of him in the
vlogs.
Guevara vlog. Yes. And we're going to talk about Sammy. That is on my talking points. But
oh boy.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. I'm a huge Sammy fan, but we're going to get to that. But yes, Nick Comoroto for me. And QT Marshall, I always say this, is superiorly underrated because he's great. And he's also an instructor. He has, he's part of the Nightmare Factory's gym. So That's why his moves are so crispy clean, and people really don't give him the credit he deserves, I think.
And
but
he also had a hand in training Hook as well, and everybody like Hook.
Everybody fucking loves Hook.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting Hook versus Danhausen, which is going to be his very fucking first match.
Very evil.
I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy because I've been waiting for Danhausen to wrestle. I'm like, let's see it. Let's see it. I've seen him wrestle,
before.
But I was like, what can he still do? Like, what can he do now? And what can
he tore up his leg really bad before he came.
Yeah. So I don't think
this will be his first match back.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a long match. I think it's gonna be a short match, but I think it's gonna be hilarious. And I think, yes, a lot of shenanigans, and Hook is gonna have to chase him, and that's what I'm thinking, which is gonna be funny as hell. And talk about injuries, just really quick. I saw earlier on, I think, social media that Darius Martin is injured.
Yeah.
So that sucks big time for Top Flight. But Dante Martin, the younger brother, has been flying high, and I mean that, figuratively and literally. So, big ups to Dante, and and I hope that Darius gets better soon and returns. Where my hook?
Hey, that's what they call him. That's what they call us fans. We hookers.
Hookers? Hookers? Like this?
I need a backstory on that later.
You need a backstory on that Hook? When Hook debuted, and I talked about him on my show, I have one of my usuals that's in the room. She's not in the room today because her podcast is interviewing a wrestler, but she kept going like this, and she kept saying Hook, and my husband ran in here with this metal thing, and ever since then, whenever Hook is mentioned in any shape or form, that comes out. I want to get
for some reason I think that should be gold.
Right. I want to get the Captain Hook. So maybe I'll get that in the future. But anyway, the Black Combat Club, they did damage. They fucked up the factory. And what I like about this, because we don't got to go too deep into the match, we all know that the Black Combat Club is ruthless. I love when at the end they all come in.
They all come together and just
they all submit
waste.
Guys. Yeah, they all lay them to waste all at once, and they're letting Wheeler Yuta get the pins. The last two matches that faction has had, Wheeler Yuta has gotten the pins, and it's been phenomenal for me. Like, I'm just enjoying it. The best thing that happened to Wheeler was getting out of the Best Friends faction. And let me tell you, I like the Best Friends because Chris Statlander's my girl, and I love Trent. Orange Cassidy's funny, and so is Chucky T. But getting him out of there, turning him heel and putting him in the Combat Club was one of the best ideas that has ever happened in AEW, because the crowd was all for Wheeler Yuta yesterday, right?
Yeah, especially that was his hometown as well.
That's right. He's from Philly.
And then as Lou and a certain circle of us would call Statlander, we refer to her as Snacklander.
I know, because Lou said that shit in my chat one time, and my husband only ever refers to her like that now.
You're
thank
welcome.
You, Lou, and thank you, Random Rob.
Yeah, but Wheeler Yuta, man, I've been tracking him before he got signed with AEW, and my first exposure to him was in the ROH Pure Wrestling tournament for when they brought back the Pure title, and I seen him, and I was just like, I don't see too many people wrestle the style that he wrestles, and it really. Like him and Jonathan Gresham and all that is just, I like that style. And I just hope also that Gresham gets a little more of a showcase as well, because that match with Dalton Castle, I know they're capable of doing more than what they did here, but it was only a sample size portion, and a lot of people weren't too sold on that. But I know if they got more, they would see the light as well. Just like how it worked out for Yuta.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Hey, Mind Runner. I want to address this.
You like the hair too?
Yes. Thank you, Mind Runner. He likes the hair. Appreciate it. I think they're still heels because I believe they came out of the heel tunnel, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey man,
There's heels that
what's
always
really
get
a heel? What's really a heel? I mean, if you like them, they ain't heel.
I mean, think about it. So like MJF is like the only legit
Yeah,
heel.
MJF need
Oh,
his own.
and
MJF need
Sammy
his
and
own
Ty.
tunnel.
And Sammy and Ty, which
Oh,
we
yeah.
will get to very soon. Anyway, obviously the Black Combat Club won. Moving on. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm had some choice words for each other. Ruby Soho showed up to defend Tony Storm, and then Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter walked off. I think that Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm is going to be so good. I'm looking forward to that as part of the Owen Hart tournament, people, if y'all don't know.
I also feel that Tony is going to win, but I believe it's going to be due to Britt Baker's interference, and it's going to splinter off into them two having a feud, because there's been seeds laid for that ever since those two became like a group and everything. So I believe that's going to be another feud that'll splinter off from this.
Yes, agreed. And Mind Runner, I'm not very fond of Ruby Soho. No hate towards her or anything, but I don't like her in-ring work. She has to improve. She has to snap it for me. For me, her moves are a little sloppy. But putting her with Tony Storm as like, a team, sure. But as long as it doesn't bring Tony Storm down, you know what I'm saying? That's just my thing. I'm very picky when it comes to the ring stuff, and I like it to snap. I know that you're not really trying to hit each other, but I want it to look like you are. Just saying. And I don't like
some complaints later.
Yeah, I know. And I don't like her finisher, No Future.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about her choice of lip makeup.
Oh, you know what? To each his own. If she wants to look like a rainbow, that's fine with me. Doesn't bother me at all. She has so many tats and she's so colorful. Her hair is always, really bright, and makeup is always bright. So that don't bother me. I mean, and she can promo. Yes, I agree that with Mind Runner that Ruby has better mic experience than Tony Storm. 100%. But I really need Ruby Soho to get better in the ring. Really.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like whenever she is on Dark or whatever, then you got Taz and Excalibur doing commentary, and Taz is just going the hell off singing her songs and shit. I love that joint.
Yeah, it's cool. That's really cool. I love those commentators too. I think that the commentators for Dynamite, for Rampage, and for Dark are hilarious. They did a good job picking the commentators for the shows,
especially Taz and Excalibur, because it sounds like I'm listening to a podcast as we watching wrestling.
Yes, it's so much fun. Really quick, I was in my mom's house one Wednesday night. I had to watch AEW there, and my mom, she only speaks Spanish, so she had it in SAP. And when it came on, it was like Dasha and somebody else, and I was like, no. And no offense to Dasha, but I'm so used to Excalibur and Tony Schiavone that I was like, I cannot watch this like this. And I had to literally spend like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to switch the sap off. So yeah, those commentators, to me, yeah, it makes part of the show. You need it.
Yes. Yambag Jones.
Yes. Jurassic Express got challenged by Team Taz, so we're going to be seeing that happening.
So I want that FTW title off of Ricky Starks and put onto Hook, and I want Ricky Starks to either be fucking rocket strapped to the TNT Championship or even the world title. I'm all in on Ricky Starks. He's a fellow Louisianian, so I'm a back him no matter what. But that dude is phenomenal.
Yes. Christian heel turn. Yes, that's happening.
Alluded, yes,
that's happening because he told Jungle Boy that he fucked up basically, and that was nasty. So yes, they're great. I believe with the TNT Championship though, I think the workup is heading towards Warlow.
Yeah, that could be a thing too.
However, that Ricky Starks should have this TNT title 100 million %. 100 million %. That guy has it all. Yeah, promos, character, and in ring.
I think a highlight in his AEW career was that show in New Orleans, because that's where he's from, and you can just see the emotion on his face, and it was great to see.
It was great. And believe it or not, he won me over with his first match ever when he went up against Cody Rhodes for the TNT. I had never seen Ricky Starks before.
Yeah.
Because I got into the indies after I got into AEW. I had remember I told you, a long period of time I didn't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
And when he came in, before he even got in the ring, I was like, who is this character? He is fucking hilarious. And sure enough, his spear, one of my favorite spears.
Yeah, it's nice. It's real poppy.
It's real poppy, and he does it from the top rope and anywhere. He'll do it from anywhere. So yes, so we're gonna get that. I'm ready for Jurassic Express to drop the tag belts. So whatever. And I would say
they need to do something else.
Yes, I would say the Proud and Powerful, but obviously that's not gonna happen when they're getting their asses handed to them by the Jericho Bitch Association. Anyway, we'll get to that after this next match.
Yeah, to go back to Ricky Stark real quick or whatever. I found out about him in 2020, and it was off a promo, not even a match. And I tagged you in that promo because it's the thing that's pinned to his Twitter profile. And I was just like, I need to see more of that guy.
Yeah, that guy is phenomenal in his promos. And he said in an interview that he invested a lot of his own money into his vignettes prior to being signed to any company because he knew that would get him noticed. This is what happens when you invest in yourself.
Yeah, that's like another cat, Darius Lockhart. He does a lot of the same things or whatever.
Yes, heard of Darius Lockhart. This next match was probably one. I can't say it was one of my most anticipated matches because I was literally looking forward to every fucking match on this fucking night. Like I was just every match. I wanted every match. Lance Archer versus Warlow. What?
People be sleeping on Archer, man.
What? I love Murder Hawk, first of all. I've been on Murder Hawk's side from day one, and I'm very sad that he has not had a title reign to this point. And unfortunately, I feel that his run for the title has fizzled because there's so many other people now that are in the running and have an actual storyline building, like Wardlow. Wardlow storyline didn't start a few months ago. This shit started as soon as he worked with MJF.
Yep, day one.
The fucking storyline. I have not been invested in a storyline in all of AEW, even with my favorite wrestlers. Like I am invested in this one because it has been consistently building and it has been great. Yeah. I know this is going to come to a head at Double or Nothing. I know it. And his match prior to him versus MJF at Double or Nothing, which Tony Khan is going to come out on that mic in the middle of blah, blah, blah. MJF and announce that this is happening, is going to be Shawn Spears. And man, I can't wait. He's going to destroy Shawn Spears. That's going to be a 30-second match. And it needs to happen. And this match was great because these two guys really went at it. They wrestled. They took moves. These are big freaking guys doing these things.
And you talk about snappiness and pop with the moves and everything. Warlow pulled one of the cleanest head scissors I ever seen in a while from a guy that big, just built that way. I was not expecting. He just pew, and it was.
Yes, he did do a swanton, and he landed it perfectly. Because for y'all who don't know, you ain't supposed to land it on your upper back. You are supposed to land it where he did, so that you don't hurt yourself or the person you're landing on.
I tell you what. Beautiful. He had so much height and distance on that swanton, and he kind of corrected in the air. But if he wanted to, if there was like pads and everything on the other side or whatever, I believe he can go from corner to corner because that dude just took off like a rocket.
He's amazing. And I can't wait. I can't wait until the MJF match against them because it is going to be so good. It is going to be so good.
And I believe whenever it comes to that time, if they're still doing the handcuff gimmick, keep breaking them handcuffs.
Oh, yeah. They're going to give him breakable ones.
They're going to break them shits.
And he's going to get his song. He's going to get his music. When he beats MJF, that's when we're going to hear his brand new track. Because I think Warlow's getting a new track.
Oh, I don't think he need that. This means war joint. I love that shit. I jam that shit in my car.
So are you one of the people that are upset that they don't play it when he comes out because you want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear that shit. This means war.
That's true.
Then
It
in
is
the car,
good.
Yes. That
So
and Malachi Black's original theme in WWE. I love them shits.
Oh yeah, but he can't use it in AEW.
I
probably.
know.
So
yeah, that's
they announced
what they
who he's
alluded
going
to.
up against, or is that who you guys think?
No, well, that's who we think it is, but in the promo alluding to it, he told him he's smarter than you, he's taller than you, and you can't teach that. you know.
Yes, so, and he's gonna go down. Obviously, Warlow's not taking any losses. Like we know this.
W. Morrissey, who just had a match on Impact at their pay-per-view this past Saturday, Rebellion, and he was in a tag team with Jordan Grace.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And for y'all who don't know, Jordan Grace is married to John Gresham, and they're both beasts.
Yeah. A lot of flesh on their social media accounts.
Yes, lots of flesh. They're both really short and they're both really strong. And
I met them. Yeah, I met them both in person, and I'm just like, "Yo, what's up, man?"
Oh my
god. Yo, all right, nice to meet you.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
He's short, but he like this wide, and he ain't got no neck. It's just like
what they didn't get this way, they brought it in.
They went out that way.
Yes, and not fat. Like it's just like
muscles on top of muscles.
Yes, muscles on top of muscles. 2 baby heads on their shoulders because their traps are huge. But
yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Hobbs and Starks with the tag belts at some point. I love that team. I love him. And you know what? I'm so happy that they're getting more television time and stuff because Team Taz was going down for a while. And I was like, what the fuck? Like everybody that goes into Team Taz loses their spark. Like, what the fuck? I wasn't feeling it at all.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. A lot of the signings coming in, so you gotta, hey, we got these people here. Put the new people in the front, and then the people that've been there from day one or even longer are just like, oh, I gotta get in the back for a little bit. Then we gotta rotate out every week because we can't have everybody on TV at the same damn time. Then everybody want to be like, oh, well, how they got all these wins? Yeah, they on Dark and Dark Elevation, but nobody want to watch Dark and Dark Elevation because it's on motherfucking YouTube and all kind of shit. So I was like, just what are you here for? If you want to watch them fucking wrestle, there's free ways to watch the shit. It's just like, why we always got to complain about shit? It's like, oh, the story, but the story. I say, are you here for a story? You can go watch goddamn telenovela and fucking soap operas and shit. I want to watch people wrestle.
Wrestling, as we say here in my household, is a telenovela for men. Because it has everything. The promos is them, having it out in the ring. They really have it. You know what I mean? They build a character. It's all,
And then that's another thing too, since they acquired ROH, they got to put those people out there to promote that new product. And people are getting pissed because it's, once again, like I was saying, it's pushing some of the mainstays of AEW off to the side because a lot of people don't care about ROH no more, and I can kind of see it, but it's like I'm under the mindset that this is the same fucking company. They're owned by the same person, and he's trying to elevate just a little bit to present a product to somebody because eventually they're gonna get their own shit, and then we ain't gonna have this backlog of wrestlers because you can spread them out through all 4 or 5 of the shows that they got now, because I do count Elevation and I do count Dark.
Okay. And you should, because they are shows.
Yes.
They are shows.
They all, you can watch them. They're shows.
And you can watch them whenever you want.
Whenever you want.
Whenever you want.
Better than on demand.
You don't got to DVR like I have to do with Dynamite sometimes and Rampage.
Yeah. You don't have to borrow somebody's Xfinity login like I do, because we don't have that in our cable package down here.
Hey,
it's right there.
It's right there. And now we're going to talk about something that has been grinding my gears.
Oh.
Why the fuck does Proud and Powerful keep getting disrespected week in and week out. Proud and Powerful is my favorite tag.
Yeah.
Okay, those are my favorite tag team.
Should be in tag champs 2 times over by now.
God damn it. When they had that thing against Best Friends, that feud, that's the perfect time. That would have been the perfect time to put belts on Proud and Powerful because they were hot fire. And even to this day, they still get, the love from the crowd. But God damn it. Yeah, like they're getting older. Like I'm saying, they're in shape right now. Did you see Ortiz? I mean, this is the time. And then when they got Eddie Kingston, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Trios belt, Death Triangle versus, New Lax. But why? Why they gave their asses handed to him by this bitch association?
I don't know. Jericho has served his purpose to me, and he need to go the fuck home. Yeah. So that's just where I'm at with Jericho.
I like Jericho.
I mean, I like him too, but he's served his usefulness to me. It's just like you've done your things. You bigged up some people, which I mean, I can appreciate what he's doing now, trying to put star power behind some other people. But I'm just tired of it. You need to go the fuck home.
Yes.
So
that's how you
yeah. Look, and then we talk about ROH once again, and we talk about these trio titles that AEW has been alluding to for so long, or presumably been alluding to so long. Yes. ROH has trios titles.
Ooh. Well, are you?
I mean, they was last held by I think the Shane Taylor Productions, but
yes,
I don't know what they're gonna do with those. I don't know if they're gonna reinstate those because the TV title was recently brought back and the Pure title was recently brought back, and they carried those over. And before the acquisition, before the acquisition, the word going forward was they were only going to focus on the world title for men, women, and the tag titles. That was it. They was going to get rid of the TV. They was going to get rid of the Pure. They was going to get rid of the fucking trios. But now, since the acquisition, we have the TV title still. We still have the Pure title. And if they keep going this way with the trio stuff, I believe that trios title is going to come back too.
Yes, I can see it. We have enough factions, trio factions in AEW that we can literally use them. And yes, they can cross over because Samoa Joe and Wheeler Yuta are holding Ring of Honor championship belts right now.
And I think those recent acquisitions are AEW and ROH properties. So it's just like Samoa Joe has a AEW and an ROH contract.
I'm sure there's people like that, and they get to wrestle in both promotions. Look, it's just more work for people, which is great. More.
That's what I look at. But there's so many people out here pooping their diapers talking about, they outlasted their purpose. They can just go away. I don't want to see ROH.
I'm all for it. The roster's so bloated. We really could use another show to keep people on TV.
Employed.
Employed. Like, let's have a heart. All right. Serena Deeb.
I love her.
I love her too. The Professor took on Hikaru Shida, another one of my favorites. This was number 5. This was match number 5. And give me more. I said that I would be down for a Deeb versus Shida match any day of the week. Because those two ladies are prime example of what you can do when you actually get in the ring and wrestle. Okay?
Yeah.
And I agree with Lou and I agree with Anna. Yes, we want to see more female matches. There should be 2 on Dynamite. I'm sorry. There should be 2. You get 2 hours and the female matches are very, very short. You can put 2 matches in. Cut 1 promo out. Put 2 matches in. I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Jericho ass and they're chewing up all the scenery. Him and Eddie Kingston, they could have cut some of that shit down.
Cut some of that and throw in another women's match. You know how many freaking women we have like in AEW just sitting down?
So much so that they put so far on screen enemies together in a faction in Jade Cargill and Red Velvet and fucking Kiera Hogan.
Oh, well, Red Velvet went heel.
Oh, I like that shit.
I like it too.
She's doing that shit.
When she beat Willow Nightingale.
Willow, yeah.
I love Willow Nightingale. I've talked to Willow Nightingale. Got to interview her on the We Love Wrestling podcast. Shout out to We Love Wrestling. She's amazing. She's so sweet. But what I like about Willow is that that's a big girl that really can wrestle. She can move. She does.
She pulled the straps down.
Yeah, she did. She pulled them straps down. I thought she was gonna win, but I see her winning something in Ring of Honor. Like, that's just how I feel about that. But yeah, Red Velvet won, and she was getting booed, and she's like, and that was her heel turn. She's like, oh. She heel turned right there.
She made the face, and I was like, you got it.
Yep. And she became a baddie. So, but this match, it was a Philly street fight, and I don't know if you noticed, Serena's cheek was starting to swell up.
Oh, she got popped with that damn stick.
Yeah, she got popped when she threw that powder in Sheeta's eyes. She blinded Sheeta, and Sheeta was doing the wild kendo swing. She got her right in the face. And I think everybody, if you watch it back, you'll see the moment, because it's so fast. And but you get to see Deep go like this and kind of roll out the ring. And then you start seeing it swelling, and you can see her like pressing down on it throughout the match. She's trying to keep it down out of her eye. But yes, she took that fucking shiner. And I knew
that should have buff out.
Huh?
That should have buff out.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. I had Dee winning. And she did. And I think she should, because I mean, she's been doing this whole professor thing. She did that thing when she was killing people in less than 5 minutes. Yeah. I loved that too, because it elevated her some more. Deeb's heel turn was probably my favorite heel turn in all of AEW. Because
so much so that they had to do 2 separate matches to enforce that, yes, she is a heel. Because the first one was like, oh, we like this shit, be violent. And then the next one was like, now I am a heel. Oh, like, okay, all right, we got you now. You're a bad person.
You are a bad person. Got it. But when the first heel turn, it was so obvious. Sorry, because there's a feather in my face. It was so obvious because she went up against Riho, who's like the biggest baby face in the like the opener, like the pre-thing.
The biggest little baby face.
Yeah, this little tiny baby face, and she destroyed her. She destroyed her knee. Boom, 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 boom. The Serenity Lock was in and done. And I was like, oh my God, who's that lady? Because I mean, I've been seeing her, but I'm like, I don't know who this one is, but I want this Deeb all the time. I don't ever want her to go face again, ever.
How professional are just like what's the air like backstage? Because right now you have in AEW CM Punk, Serena Deeb, and Colt Cabana. What do you think the air is like backstage when all those 3 of them people in the building? Because you know the beef between him and Cabana, because when Punk got released from WWE, he went on Colt Cabana's podcast and he just aired it all out. He talked all the shit on the company. He aired all the dirty laundry. And one of the referees that he talked about in that thing sued Colt and Punk. And Punk just kind of let Colt Cabana hanging out in the wind or whatever. He's just like, fuck that couch. I ain't getting in trouble behind this shit. So that's like was beef at that time for that. But now they work in the same company. And then just Serena Deeb to just the straight ass society stuff. I don't think there's no ill will between those, but it's just like I haven't seen any interactions since they've been in the same company, no kind of way. And I just wonder what it's like backstage for all 3 of those people.
I'm pretty sure they avoid each other if they have issues, because Tony Khan seems to like any backstage drama. So
he's just back there with like a yardstick. Like, hey, you stop that.
No fighting. Okay.
Got that spray bottle and shit. Get out of here.
Leave it for the ring. Leave it for the ring. Do it in the ring. But anyway, long story short, these ladies really did exactly what we expected them to do. Kendo sticks, chairs, inside the ring, outside the ring, powder to the face, credible match. But Deeb won.
Yep.
Philly street fight. Deeb won. MJF, of course, we already spoke about this. The mystery fighter who's coming to face Wardlow. You guys think this is Morrissey, so I guess we're going to find out.
Morrissey.
What was that?
W. Morrissey.
I can't even cross my fingers. Wait, I got to do it with my other hand.
I mean, I'm doing all the things. It's just like, finger stuff.
All right. Fuego was murdered by Casa de Diablos.
Semi-murdered.
Semi-murdered. Fuego got semi-murdered by Casa de Diablo, aka House of Black. They were gonna unmask him, and then somebody showed up in the ring who I immediately said to my husband, that's Rey Fenix. Because Alex Abrahantes never covers his entire head like that when he's doing his promos and whatnot. And he looked like he was going, he looked like he was talking. And I'm like, that is not Alex. That is Rey back there. And sure enough, they stopped the unmasking of Fuego, and all of a sudden Penta comes out, and then surprise, Pac comes out. Which we've been missing Pac, because come on, let's be real. That little man is phenomenal. And then who else comes out with the mic? Alex Abrahantes. Cut to the ring, and
wait a minute. Yeah. Right. I'm looking forward to this, and this is just like to affirm what we were talking about earlier with the need or a want for a trios title.
Yes, Death Triangle. Yes, all the way. I love the Death Triangle faction. My husband does too, because usually in factions they try to find people who are very similar to each other.
Yeah,
but this faction, Pac is like
the outsider. Yeah, the odd man out,
and yet he fits like a glove. It's just so it works. So I love it, and I don't want them to break it up. Don't ever break it up. There was talks about that shit breaking up, right?
Yeah. Initially, when they formed and Andrade came,
yes,
I thought they were going to betray Pac and go with Andrade and have a stable or something like that. But they stuck together, and I can appreciate that.
I didn't. I was like all against it. I love Andrade, but I was all against it.
What I initially wanted for Andrade when he left WWE was to go to ROH and get with Roosh over there and just continue the faction Diablo and blah blah blah. I can't say it.
Andrade El Ídolo?
Oh no, the faction they have over there, like
what was it called?
LIJ in Japan, they have a Ingobernables de Japón or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
And then they over there they have a Los Faction de Ingobernables.
Ingobernables, you said it fine.
Yeah, so
you got this.
I wanted Andrade to go down there and join Roosh and all them and his brother in El Flamingo or whatever the hell. And I thought that would have been a cool story, but
not happening.
It didn't work out.
Not happening.
Yeah, there you go. La Facción Ingobernables. Yes.
Ingobernables. La Facción
Ingobernables.
That's even a mouthful for me, and I'm fluent.
Yes. Ingobernables.
Ingobernables. All right, so Swerve is taking on Darby in the Owen Hart tournament, and you know whose house this is.
They have history.
So they have history. Swerve was making fun of him like he was a little kid. He was like, I seen you grow up, like you were so little to me, yeah. And he's like, whose house? And the whole crowd's like, Swerve's house. And I'm like, I think Swerve should take it.
Yes, I do.
So that's what I feel. Anyhow, you agree, right?
Yes, I do.
Swerve should take it. Swerve and Keith Lee, by the way. Let's keep that as a tag. I like that.
That's eventually going to splinter off as well, I believe. Somebody's going to get into some shenanigans, and they're going to wind up beefing with each other.
I like them, though.
I'm just saying.
They're the perfect 10. Like, you got Swerve, and you got Keith Lee.
Oh, I see what you did there. And then just the stuff that Swerve was doing, like his theatrics and all the stuff on Twitter before he started popping up on TV and everything, it alluded to him being a bad guy. So we're gonna get that later.
It's gonna happen. Okay, it's gonna happen. Well, I'm here for it because I'm enjoying Swerve. And Swerve's really good. So
and then Roosh got that soul glow, baby. He got that curly mane of hair, or whatever. Just
took it back to coming to America. Soul glow. The Undisputed Elite.
I'm not gonna lie.
Say what? Say it again.
I said I'm not gonna lie. I was like, all right, this match starting. I'm going home now.
wait.
I didn't
Okay.
watch it.
I
just
watched
wasn't.
it, but it was my least favorite match.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
knew what I was gonna get here. I was
Yes,
like,
we
I
knew
knew they were
you.
gonna do some good stuff. I'm not discrediting them as performers because they do phenomenal work. But I was just like, all right, I know what I'm gonna get here. I know what they're trying to accomplish in it. I get it. I don't need to
Yeah.
watch this, and I start
Undisputed
doing something else.
the Undisputed Elite were clearly going to take it. You can also tell by the people that they went up against, because they didn't go up against a solid faction. They went up against multiple pieces thrown together. And so, you have Adam Cole, Young Bucks, and Red Dragon, right? Up against Varsity Blondes, which is Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr.,
With
Dante
Julia
Martin.
Hart making the slow turn on the outside.
Yes, Julia. I'll get back to you on that. Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson. My issue with this match overall, I liked the wrestling. They were doing great. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of talent in this fucking ring. Everybody is really good. My problem was that Big Shotty Lee took the beat down at the end and the pin, and I think it should have been Brock Anderson because you're the newbie motherfucker, so you get the fucking pin. That pissed me off, but whatever. And Julia Hart, I'm not invested. Her last match that I saw on Dynamite or Rampage, whichever one of those two it was, I can't remember, was good. She improved. She's doing a little better, but I'm not invested in her story.
Well, you gotta look at the long game. What happened is because I mean you know why she got the eye patch, right?
Yeah, because
she got the
Malachi
miss.
Black spit in her eye. She's turning heel, and she's probably
exactly.
in that faction.
And if you look around that eye patch, it's starting to grow, kind of like how Malachi's is, or whatever.
A little dark.
She's just been. Yeah, she's just more distant from the group or whatever. She's not giving really a fuck about what they're doing, as evident in this showing tonight. And I'm here for it. I just want to see a
when she turns.
Black. Yeah,
when she turns, not if, when she turns and she gets out of that stupid cheerleader outfit and stops wearing them stupid bows and comes out dressed in black leather and lace, which is what I think she should come out in, because that's really dark. Then I'll be more invested. And may she train with them so that she can get a little bit of that, because she needs a little bit of that. A little less cheerleader, a little more I'm a bitch. That's how I feel. And that brings us to the main event.
The main event.
Yes. TNT match. TNT ladder match.
Yes.
Sammy, 3-time champion, taking on Scorpio Sky, 1-time champion. Done very dirty, by the way. I do not believe that Scorpio should have lost the belt at all, though people are saying this has built up his overness. Like, this helped Scorpio Sky get more over, and it went in the opposite direction for Sammy and Ty. Never in my life would have imagined.
That it turned out like that. Also, rumblings on the internet, brought up by certain people and different people and everything, that this was a way to erase Cody's record.
I saw
so
that.
Now you have Sammy, who's a 3-time champion, which eclipses Cody 2-time reign. And then you have Scorpio being the shortest reign, which eclipses Cody's shortest reign.
Yes. So yes, I was also reading about those things, and I'm like, I wonder if people sometimes go a little too deep with these things, but at the same time, you never really know, right?
Yeah, and it's not too far-fetched either.
Yeah, it's it could be coincidence, but however, I actually had Sammy retaining, because I felt like if you took the belt off so quickly off of Scorpio Sky, why would you give it back to him? I was pissed that Scorpio lost it. I thought this is amazing. Scorpio Sky's been talking about getting this belt from day one, about being the face of the revolution since day one. He was first half of the very first inaugural tag team champions with SCU and Frankie Kazarian, right? So many things, so many storylines, so much buildup, and never he will get the belt. He even won the ring once to go for the belt, and he didn't win it. And I'm sitting here like, what are you fucking doing with Scorpio Sky? And then he goes and he gets the TNT belt, and I'm like, finally. And then he loses it right away, and I'm like, why? I did not see this coming. I'm very happy that he won it. However, I'm also a fan of Sammy's, so but I am happy for Scorpio Sky. I think the right person took it.
Yes, and I like how it's seemingly that he's going to keep his word. That Frankie came out after the match was over. He's like, he dapped him up. He's like, all right, I got you.
Get the first.
You can see Dan Lambert and them in the back, like, what the fuck? But
yes, Dan Lambert.
We'll probably get more next week.
So I see Scorpio going heel again. I mean, going face again, and leaving this little faction, because they were like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're part of top team. You're not. Why are you even with this wrestler? Because Dan Lambert doesn't like wrestlers, right? So he's like, this is garbage. And and Frankie is coming out embracing his homie, and homie gonna give him the first challenge, which I don't think top team's gonna agree with. So,
and I think it was by design that they do it that way. He's like, hey, I'm gonna honor our friendship, I'm gonna honor my word, and I'm gonna give you what we agreed upon. They're going to have some umbrage with it or whatever. And they may even try to get involved in the match to keep the belt on Scorpio, which Scorpio is going to be opposed to. And that could lead to a split from top team. Because I don't think even before all this belt shenanigans and all this other stuff, that Scorpio needed to be paired with Ethan Page. Scorpio is fine by himself as a babyface.
As soon as he left SCU,
as soon as he left the tag team.
Then he should have been on his own. But I think that's what's going to happen. I don't believe SCU is going to reunite. And if they do, it should only be Kazarian and him. I love Christopher Daniels, but that ship has sailed.
Well, they can still do vignettes like how they did on the BTE 300 episode.
Yes, they can still do vignettes. And the Starting 5 podcast, you're not late. You're right on time. We're still here. I'm wondering if Kip was gonna do anything. He was in the corner. So Kip Sabian is super fucking ripped now. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see this.
So man. Super ripped instead of super bad.
Super bad, yes. And he was like busting out of that suit. And that's how I knew that really was him in the box, because
that's what I heard.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge. He got twice as big. I don't even know. Like, when he comes out, he ain't gonna look like himself anymore. And maybe that's on purpose, because I think Miro should be coming back not too soon enough, because he was working on a movie, so I'm thinking it's over soon. So
and
I'm all for it.
And I know Penelope, that's his old lady or whatever, but they should not be paired on screen.
No,
none of that shit. Don't bring Lana in either. Fuck that. Don't do that shit.
And we don't need that shit. He needs to come out alone. And Miro should be his. Well, I don't want Miro to come back and lose, but he should get like a really good match coming back, so he can be like, yeah, you fucking missed me. But going back to Sammy and Ty. So this match, right? During this match, Paige came out, which is a feud that has started out of this whole top team versus Sammy and Ty thing. So Paige and Ty are obviously going to have a match. But what I think is that Sammy and Ty did not originally intend to get all this heat, right?
No.
But because they were so loved when they were single. Like, I never would have imagined them being booed, especially not Ty. And now all they do is get booed. So now I think they're running with it. And they're like, oh, you're going to boo us because we love each other? Ah! So now you're going to see tongue flying, sloppy faces flying all day. And guess what? I find it hilarious. I'm like, hey, do what you got to do.
As JR said, go ahead and call the tongue police. I don't know what that is, but he said it.
He be coming out with some shit. JR was on some stuff yesterday. So yes, I did.
They went so they 180-degree turn. And I would never imagine, since he's been on screen as a character, that you could kick Dan Lambert in the nuts and the crowd would boo that.
Yes!
She kicked him in the nuts and the crowd was like, no!
Like, boo, Ty! And and I'm like, wait, I thought everybody hated Dan Lambert. So when they cheer for Dan and boo Ty, that's when I knew
something.
that Ty and Sammy have legit heat like MJF do now. Simply, and let me phrase this very clearly, for being together. That's it.
For being two hot people together.
Yes. So
boo, this is unattainable.
Boo, Ty's taken, and how dare Sammy, go from Pam to Ty.
Well, I mean,
we're not allowed.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really the key ingredient there. Is just like, hey, I'm gonna propose to this girl on screen, and then not too long after, I'm with this other lady
who's hot. I mean, I'm not that person who's gonna be here and be like, oh, Pam was hotter.
She had a nice personality. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Ty has a nice personality too.
I
think, and I'm not using the words upgrade because that's foul.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I've been hearing that a lot. However, I feel that
somebody that's more relatable, I think it was, because I mean, they are on the road together. They go through the same struggles as professional wrestlers. And I think it was just more of a relatability thing.
I'm here guessing because who the fuck really knows what happened in the back? But I think that Pam was the one who called it off. I don't think she wanted to marry Sammy. She's never been into wrestling. If you've ever seen his vlogs prior to, when he actually used to put Pam in it, and we were talking every now and then, she wouldn't even know what matches he was having. She was not invested in his world at all.
Well, that makes sense then.
She was a book kind of person, like college and getting her degrees, and I think she was going for a PhD, if I'm not mistaken. And so this is her world, and the lanes that they started on kind of split. And so I think that because she was on TV, and oh my God, this pressure, and if I say no, I'm gonna embarrass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And people are probably gonna be like, "Who are you to say no to Sammy?" Anything that she probably, I'm just again assuming, but I believe that she was the one who broke it off, which is why she's so cool with everything. Because Ty has said on Twitter that she's reached out to them to see how they're doing. She's on Twitter. If she saw Ty make a comment like that and it was bullshit, she would call her out on it. From everything they've said, they're still friends. So, people, move on. They did. Move on. All right. And we are at the last part of my show, the hot seat.
The
hot seat. So, I usually tell people you can't sit on these questions for 10 minutes. You can't think about it. I want the first thing that you think of, or. So it's not like a thought out of your head. You got to pick one. Okay. I usually do 10, but I'm doing 5 with a bonus.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Here we go. The first one. And they are set in Would You Rather style. Okay. Mr. Random Rob, would you rather see 150 years into the future or go back into the past 15 years and change some things?
I would rather see in the future.
Woo!
That way I can get them lottery numbers, baby.
Baby, yes. Okay, next question. That was a quick one. Would you rather be able to read minds or to have the ability to be invisible?
Damn. I want a John Cena that shit. I would rather be lied to sometimes. So fuck it. I don't want to read nobody's shit.
You don't want to know all the truths.
I don't want to know I can't handle the truth.
So you gonna be invisible.
Yeah.
That's some sneaky shit.
Like, my wife start knocking on this door. Rob, I take my hat off, go invisible.
I ain't here.
I knew he was in here. Why is his computer still on?
She gonna catch on to you, and she gonna come in swinging. She gonna catch you.
She gonna be like a Sheeta with that kendo stick.
Yes, you're gonna have a nice shiner. So, all right, here's the third one.
Well, hold on. So, like, what's the rules of invisibility? Because I got some questions to my questions. So, like, is it gonna be the invisible to where like I'm invisible with all my clothes on, or do I have to be butt ass naked to be invisible?
We're gonna go with all the clothes on.
All right, cool.
Having me to get naked just to go invisible sucks. What if you want to turn visible in the middle of public? You're fucked.
True. I like where your head is.
Right? So, in my mind, you'd rather be invisible so people don't bug them.
Yeah, that too. Also, is it like invisible where you can like, am I just invisible? Or is it like Invisible Man to where like I drink some Kool-Aid and shit, you see the Kool-Aid going down?
You are invisible. Nobody can see.
All right, nothing. All right, cool. I'm down with that. You are
solid.
Okay, yeah. So somebody can bump into me if they hit me accident.
And they're gonna be like, what the fuck? It's a ghost.
Hell yeah, I like that. I'm walking around smacking all the cheeks in the strip club.
Ooh, I'm calling your wife.
Nah, but it's the one that I own. Remember we talked about that earlier.
Okay, yes. Okay.
The manager have those perks.
Ooh-wee. All right. I wouldn't want to read mines either. The third question. This one's gonna get you.
Okay.
Because I got my husband.
Okay.
Would you rather be in jail for 5 years
or
in a coma for 10 years?
Yeah, hit me with the coma, man. I like sleeping.
That's exactly what I just said.
Hell yeah. Just let me lay out for a bit.
I agree. You know why?
Then people wash my ass for me and all kinds of stuff. And just,
you come out refreshed.
Exactly. And I mean, and it's a double-edged sword or whatever, because I mean, you can go to prison and get butt raped, or you can be in a coma and have some hospital staff do some butt rapey shit too. So I mean,
but you won't know.
Yeah, true. I won't know over here.
And I would rather take the coma, because I told my husband, if I ever, God forbid, end up in jail, go get married, because I'm done.
Yeah,
it's over. I ain't made for jail. I won't survive.
Especially if you can put me in a coma and make me invisible. Shit. Fuck. Boy, I tell you.
And you can see into the future. So when you come out,
hell yeah. You could. All right. So all right. I know what my numbers is. I know. Oh man. Shit. We good. We straight.
Right? All right. Here goes the next one.
All right.
Would you rather have everyone who knows you be able to read your mind?
Ooh, fuck no.
Or have access to your internet history?
Oh, come see my internet history. I'm on the internet, baby. I'm here. I'm here. Just here. Take my shit. I'll give you my PIN code. Fuck it.
Just stay out of here.
Yeah, just get out. Don't be in my shit. Fuck that couch.
He said, how about 10 years in prison, but you come out with $2 billion in cash? No, because he can see into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go into a coma for 10 years.
Oh, but wait a minute. Do I still get the invisibility though? Because they be trying to come at me or whatever. I just
yes, you get all that.
Oh yeah.
You can't take my money. You can't
see me. Yeah. I don't know. So I mean, I don't know. I still probably lean toward the coma, but if I can take every previous question's abilities with me, that would help in prison if I had to go there.
If you had to go, because then you can be like, I know what you're gonna do tomorrow.
And then it you see the guard come through with you can just monitor their movements and shit. They got the little pin patch on. You just stand behind them real invisible like
you can see the future. Yeah, invisible like they'll open the gate thinking you ain't in there. And
then just slide or whatever.
Slide on out.
That would also that would also make it harder too, because if I was invisible and I had the means to escape and everything, that would make me a fugitive, and then I can't cash in on them lottery tickets later. So I mean, I have to serve my time.
In your family to cash in on them lottery tickets for you. Somebody you trust. Okay.
True. I go to Cuba, freaking Puerto Rico or some shit. Hell yeah, something.
They can't bring you back. So
yeah, I mean, I got the hue or whatever, so I can pass. I just got to brush up on that Spanish.
You can definitely be a Dominicano 100%.
Yeah, I got to brush on that. I got to brush up on that. I was using Duolingo for a while.
Well, listen, I mean, you can just be like, look, I was raised in America and my parents didn't talk Spanish. So there's a lot of them like that. So here's question number 5.
A poquito español. Poquito. Lo siento.
Yeah, you might pass. Maybe.
Hey, they come to me they come to me at the Social Security office. It's just like, hey, I can't help you play.
You turn invisible and you run out. Fuck it. You don't even gotta talk to them. You just run out. All right.
Yeah.
Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
I'm losing my memory anyway, so fuck it. That's why I do a podcast, so I have an audio record of all the shit I said.
Yep, because I can't remember shit either.
Fuck it. I mean, you're helping me out, I guess.
Make new memories with those billions of dollars you're gonna win.
I can see in the future, so those are my new memories or whatever. I know what's coming up, so I can lose them because I'm getting new ones.
Dominican Lou has the perfect solution for you to pass as Latino. He says, just replace your Y's with Jews and you will pass as Dominican. Yes.
Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Jew. Where did you go? There you go.
Jew.
Here's the bonus question. This is the last question before we get out of here, y'all. So before I ask it, if you're in the room, hit that like button. You're not subscribed, please subscribe. There's a link in the description that leads you to Random Rob's page. Okay, go check it out. Go check it out. And here we are. The last question.
Coming this summer.
I love that. Wonderful. Would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or maple syrup?
Man. You know, Nutella is a new flavor to me. Because like I never had that coming up as a kid or whatever. I didn't find it until I was a man.
Really?
Yeah. Because it wasn't like accessible where I was. I never knew what it was until I got up and out of the house and saw the world and shit or whatever.
Yeah, hazelnut chocolate, that wasn't for our houses.
Nah.
I didn't see that, so I became an adult.
That syrup that's sticky, man. That's sticky. It's not squishy. It's sticky.
No, it's sticky. But the Nutella is also going to be sticky. But I would rather, well, I'm going to let you answer it.
Yeah. I mean, I put syrup on everything, though. I wouldn't mind having it on me. That would look wild, too, because I'd be invisible, just angel winging in that bitch, just snow angels in that motherfucker in the syrup, and people be like, what the fuck is that? What's going on with the syrup, baby?
How cool is that? Bring your pancakes.
You're like, what you doing with the syrup, man? What you doing with the syrup? I was like, and then I know when they coming because I can see them. I can see in the future. So, fuck.
Right.
I'm gonna probably go with that syrup.
You gonna go with that syrup?
I'm gonna go with that syrup because I can't put Nutella on my eggs. I put syrup on my eggs.
Nutella on eggs. Ew.
You probably can pull that. You could probably pull that off on a crepe or something because you know crepes are kind of made for that or whatever. But I mean, you can't put the Nutella on your scrambled eggs, baby. You can't do it.
You can't. No. There's a comment here made by the Starting 5 podcast. I do believe that you are correct. I don't think Nutella existed when we were kids, but they did have like hazelnut chocolate spreads. They just weren't Nutella. You know, they just weren't Nutella. So there's a lot of different hazelnut chocolate spreads. It's just
you telling me what I'm trying to eat, man? I'm practicing, Lou. I'm practicing.
Rob, I had such a good time.
Man, I appreciate it.
Thank you for being on my show. Are there anything you want to say? Anything you want to tell people? Where to follow you? When to follow you? Like, what are you know?
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that joined that was here in the chat or whatever. Anna, freaking Marauder, I think. I can't. Mind Runner. There you go. Dan, Lou, everybody that popped in and out. I appreciate all y'all supporting her. Just popping by, saying hi to me. I appreciate all that. You can find me on various social media platforms to include Twitter which gotta give my directions, 3R Show. And you can find me on Instagram, scouring the hallowed halls of Walmart at the 3R Show. And you can find my show, Random Ramblers with Rob. They got links below, as she alluded to earlier. And you can go to randomrob.com and you can find out all the information about the show and everything that I got going on. If you want some more of me talking professional wrestling with my cohorts, my counterparts and everything, you can check out Wrestling is Trash with Lou, Dan, and a whole cattle cave of other people. Also, you can find me live Wednesday nights after Dynamite. So, I mean, this is my show, RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk, is the prelude to Top Rope Squishy here on Thursdays. So you can find us Wednesday nights live after Dynamite on mixler.com/fanoff. Just hear us. It's me, Paul, Cody, and Noah. We're talking all the wrestlings, all the things. We take your voicemails, we take your emails. Come to us. Dave Chappelle meme. Just give it to me, baby.
Yes. Yes. So you heard it here, people. And we have to end it with the Starting 5 podcast comment because it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. He said, so B-Rob is an invisible Bronx Dominican who loves to swim in a syrup coma.
Drew Wright, man.
That is how we end the show, people. Thank you so much for being here. As always, love, peace, and lots of wrestling. Keep it real, y'all. Stay safe. COVID is not over, regardless of what they say. Stay protected. Make sure you test yourselves. And, of course, take care of your mental health. I haven't said that in a while. Take care of your mental health, people. Don't let that stigma. Too. Yeah, take care of yourself, too. Don't let that stigma ruin your life. Go seek some therapy if you need it. All right, y'all. Good night.